Yo, what's going on, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And today I'm going to be starting a new little series that I'm going to call Why You Complainin'. And now if you've watched a lot of Genshin Impact videos, you've probably seen people complaining about stuff in the game. And essentially my series derives from, if you've seen any of Damone Kim's videos, I've been watching him for almost 2 years now. He plays a lot of gacha games, and his sentiment tends to be complaining has never really solved your problems. So when I see all of these complaints, I immediately think like, well, why don't they do the systems in the way that these people want? If it's so perfect that with their suggestions, they would just do that, right? Well, today we're going to start with the problem that is resin in the game. Now, obviously, resin doesn't work the way that a lot of the players want it to. You can see up here, it takes a long time for it to recharge, and you don't have a whole lot of it. So generally, you aren't going to be able to do more in a single day than what is available to you up here. Now, resin is really important because it is going to limit how much progress you can make in a single day. Now, there are ways around this, such as the resin item. If we look at it, I still have quite a few of them because I'm saving them for like a good time to actually use them when my drop rates are going to be better. But you can use this item and get yourself essentially just more time to play, more time to gather your resources and stuff, which is cool. Now, obviously, for people to have the most fun with the game, this just wouldn't exist, right? You'd just be able to go into your domain here, say I need some teachings of resistance. I just go in there, get as many as I need, boom, my character's fully upgraded, and that's great. But it's not like that. So why is it not like that? Now, if the resin system didn't exist, then all of my characters would have all of their talents maxed out already, right? I would just go to the place that I need, I would do it as many times as I need to, and all of their talents would be at the highest possible level. I wouldn't really have to sacrifice one character for another. All of their upgrades would be up here. You see 6. That's the highest I can get to at the moment, so that's where I'd be at. But if we did that, then everyone would already have all their characters maxed, right? I would already be a much higher adventure rank level. All my characters would be a higher level because I'd hit that next breakpoint, and I'd probably be done with the game, right? Because once we get to this point in the game, there isn't a whole lot to do anymore. The story quests end around level 33, and then there's 2 more quests at 34 and 36, which the game kind of smoothly transitions you. If you're still exploring the world, if you're still doing your dailies and stuff like that, you'll smoothly get to 36, and you'll be able to experience all the quests in the game. But after that, there isn't a whole lot to do. So that's why the game essentially slows down for you, because they don't want you to just skyrocket past, because there's nothing for you to do once you get to that 40, once you get to that 45, once you get to the 50, or even I think the max rank is 60. Once you get there, there's no extra content at 60. It doesn't just magically unlock more quests that aren't currently in the game. We need to wait for those quests to actually be there, which is why once those things are in the game and we have quests that bring us above 36 and into the 40s, it's going to be a lot easier because these quests all give us XP and carry us up here. Now, for people who have other things to do like school and jobs, if half of the player base is just playing an unlimited amount and making constant progress, they're going to be way ahead of everyone else. So the resin system in a way also makes it so those people can at least somewhat keep up. Now my account, I haven't spent any extra on my resin refills. We can show that up here. You can spend your primo gems to get extra resin in a day, and it gets more expensive, and you can only do this a certain number of times. But you can see 6 times today. Now I have never done this, and I'm already rank 39, which is above the current quest ranks that there are. So obviously you can get there without spending any money, without worrying about the resin system, and I'm still making like meaningful upgrades. And what this does is it makes it that I don't currently have to worry about the game 24/7. I can get on, do my stuff, and then get off, do something else. And we can wait for those updates that come in the future. And I think that's the reason why the resin system is the way it is right now. It's to stop people from just getting too far and then being done with the game before like even half of the content is out. We are nowhere meaningful into this game's existence yet, so not even half of the content is there for people to do. Now with the game how it is, it's a free-to-play game, right? You already have 20 plus hours of good story to do, exploration to do, all kinds of upgrades, bosses, different difficult areas to fight, including the Spiral Abyss down here. And if you haven't even completed the Spiral Abyss, I don't know why you're complaining to begin with. But even with all that, we can already see that there's some progress being made in the resin system. So essentially, and I know a lot of people aren't happy about it because the rate that this recharges is probably not going to change. I would be very surprised if it actually changed. But this maximum number here is changing from 120 to 160, which is really good for someone like me. When I play the game, I tend to use all my resin before I go to bed, and then I sleep, I wake up, I go to work, I'm at work all day, and then I come back late in the evening and I want to use my resin, right? Well, by the time I've slept and gone to work, this number has already reached its maximum. So it is no longer recharging for me. So by making it a bigger pool, that means that by the time I get home from work, it's still recharging and I haven't wasted a whole bunch of resin, so I'm able to use just as much resin as everyone else is using in a day, so I don't really fall behind. And not to mention, with one change coming, you can be sure that more changes are going to come to actually fit the amount of content that's available. They don't just want there to be huge gaps in the story where, oh, you're now 33 done with the main story quest. You need to be level 42 to get to the next story quest, and you don't have any way to get there. It's going to take you weeks of just grinding your dailies to actually get there. They obviously wouldn't do that. That's dumb. So they are probably going to make other systems to make sure that you can get to the next section of the story that you want to get to once the content's actually available. So it's important to know that there's probably going to be changes coming. Many games similar to this like give you the resource that limits you daily just because they don't think there's enough in the game, and as long as you're logging in, you're getting rewarded by getting more of this resource. Now if you abandon the game, obviously you're not going to get those rewards. So they want to keep you playing daily, they want to give you a reason to log in, and they don't want you to just finish the game in a week and then put it away. They want you to keep playing and stick around for the new updates, or at least come back for the new updates once there's more stuff for you to do again. Now the final point with resin is, if it's really bothering you that much, and say you already have your characters upgraded and you're just waiting on your adventure rank, and you think that adventure rank 45 is gonna make a change in your life, but it's just taking you too long to get there, just wait. Like, you don't have to keep playing the game if you're not happy with it in its current state. I know that the game might be really fun for you and you want to keep playing it, and that's why you could just make another account and experience it with different characters on a new account. But if you don't want to do that, you're just gonna have to wait for new content. You can't just expect everything to all of a sudden be the way that you want, because that's often not actually going to work for how the game is designed. So you could take a break, you could just log in and do your dailies for 20 minutes a day, and then go play whatever game is currently interesting you, or you could just drop the game altogether until there's new stuff. Either way, there's like a solution for most people, and like I said at the beginning, just complaining isn't going to fix it. Like, if they're a big company, they know what they're doing, they have experience with these kinds of games, they have a plan. They probably knew this was going to be an issue before anyone even said anything. And maybe the point of people complaining is they want to make the company aware and be like, hey, do you know that this isn't fun or that people don't enjoy this? But they probably already knew that this would happen, but it kind of like it fits with how the game is right now. So you have to take that into account. And I know that one of the big things is there's a lot of people who aren't used to these kinds of games currently coming into Genshin Impact because it's a new style of game. It's a gacha game, but it implements like this open world. It's on PC, it's available to everyone, it's free, very easy to get into, but then it has some systems that lots of gacha games have that people aren't exactly used to, and they maybe don't like it because it limits how much they can play and their expected enjoyment out of the game. But that's pretty much my piece on it. Hopefully you could kind of understand why the resin system is how it is, and that maybe like you don't have to waste your time complaining. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. You can always come back when it's better, or if it doesn't get better, you don't have to come back at all. But either way, you probably had a good time getting here, and it's just a waste to linger on things that you don't enjoy. Either way, hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Probably going to do some more videos on some aspects of the game that people enjoy less, and we'll talk about it and maybe spur some discussion as to why things are like this, so people can kind of come to a better understanding, because there's not a perfect solution coming from the people complaining. If it was perfect, like I said, they'd already have done it, but there's a reason that they haven't done it. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.